The last thing Nathan Cole said before his life collapsed was, "I just wanted to help." And the terrifying part was, he was telling the truth. Nathan Cole was a 36-year-old high school English teacher in Portland, Oregon. He wasn't famous, rich, or powerful, but he was known for one thing. He was the person everyone called when something went wrong. If a neighbor's pipe burst at midnight, Nathan showed up. If a friend lost their job and needed someone to talk to, Nathan answered. If someone needed a reference letter, he never said no. People in his neighborhood called him the Fixer. His students adored him. His co-workers trusted him. But there was something Nathan never realized about being too available. When you make yourself that easy to reach, eventually the wrong people will find you. His friend James once warned him during dinner. "Nathan, not everyone who comes to you crying is actually broken." Nathan laughed, nodded, and changed the subject. He thought James was being cynical. He should have listened. One Tuesday morning in March, Nathan arrived at school and noticed a woman sitting outside his classroom. She looked exhausted. Her eyes were red from crying. Her hands were shaking. Nathan stopped and asked if she was okay. The woman introduced herself as Claire. She told him her teenage son Marcus was struggling badly in school. She said he had become distant and was falling behind in his classes. "I'm scared I'm losing him," she said. Claire told Nathan she had heard he was the best teacher in the building. She said she had driven 40 minutes just to talk to him personally. She asked if he could give Marcus a little extra attention. Just check in with him sometimes. Just be someone who cared. Nathan looked at the woman sitting beside him. She looked desperate, tired, broken, and Nathan felt the same thing he always felt in moments like that, the inability to say no. So he agreed. He promised he would check in with Marcus every day and help him stay on track. Then he made the decision that would change everything. Nathan gave Claire his personal phone number so she could reach him any time. Claire grabbed his hand and said, "You have no idea what this means to me." Nathan went home that night feeling proud of himself. He felt useful, like he had done something good. But there was one detail he didn't notice. Claire never once asked which grade he taught. She had come looking for him specifically. 6 weeks later, Nathan was called into the principal's office. 2 people were already sitting inside. One was a woman from the district office. The other was a man Nathan had never seen before. The man introduced himself as Claire's attorney. Nathan felt a strange coldness in his chest. Then the accusation was read. Nathan had allegedly been communicating inappropriately with a student. Screenshots of text messages were placed on the table. They were messages from Nathan's phone to Claire's number, the same number he had given her. But something about them looked wrong. The messages were cropped, edited. Parts were missing. His simple offers to help Marcus with schoolwork now looked like something else entirely. Something darker, something disgusting. Nathan stared at the papers in disbelief. Within 48 hours, he was placed on administrative leave while the school conducted an investigation. Suddenly, everything changed. Colleagues who had eaten lunch with him every day stopped answering his calls. A parent group online shared his name and photo along with rumors about the accusations. People who had known him for years began avoiding him. Nathan spent days sitting alone in his apartment, barely eating, barely sleeping. Finally, he called his friend James. James answered, but his voice sounded careful. "Nathan, "I'm sure this will work out," he said. "But maybe it's better if you keep a low profile for now." Nathan hung up the phone and sat in silence. The friend who once warned him about trusting people too easily was now too careful to stand beside him. 4 months later, the investigation finally ended. Nathan was completely cleared. There was no evidence of wrongdoing. The accusations were false, but the truth that came out during the investigation was even worse. Claire was not a desperate mother. She had done this before, multiple times. She targeted male professionals in positions of trust, teachers, counselors, social workers. She would start conversations with them, collect messages, edit them, and then file complaints or threaten legal action. Many institutions quietly paid settlements just to avoid public scandal. Marcus, her son, barely even knew Nathan existed. The crying, the shaking hands, the desperate voice. It had all been an act, a carefully planned performance, and Nathan had walked straight into it, not because he was stupid, but because he was kind. The night he was cleared, Nathan wrote something in his journal. Later, he shared it publicly. He wrote, "I was not punished for being bad. I was punished for being easy. I made myself so available, so eager to be needed, that I became the perfect target. I never asked who was at the door before I opened it. I just opened it, because it felt kind, because it felt right. But I confused being needed with being valued. They are not the same thing." That is the uncomfortable truth this story reveals. The people who take advantage of kind souls rarely look dangerous. They don't arrive looking threatening. They arrive looking broken, because broken is the one thing a good person cannot ignore. Nathan eventually returned to teaching. A different school, a different city. He still helps students. He still cares. But he is a different kind of good man now. He doesn't give his personal number to strangers anymore. He doesn't mistake someone's tears for their character, and he doesn't open every door just because someone is knocking, because he learned something the hard way. Kindness without boundaries is not a virtue, it's an open wound, and the world is full of people who know exactly how to find one. So ask yourself something honestly. Who in your life knows things about you that they haven't earned a right to know? Who are you being completely open with, while they remain a mystery to you? Your story is not meant for everyone. Your pain is not public property, and your goodness is the most valuable thing you have. Protect it. Nathan never heard from Claire again, but sometimes he still thinks about her, not with anger, but with understanding, because she taught him something 11 years of good intentions never could. The most dangerous person in your life will rarely look dangerous. They will look like someone who needs you.